Hey everybody, welcome back to True North VR. Today we are checking out an accessory for your MetaQuest 3S headset. This is the F1 Flip made by Apexinno. In this one we're going to unbox it, we'll assemble it, show you how to use it, and I'll give you my review of it. Let's jump into it. Okay, so here we have the unboxing done. We have our back pad here that we're going to attach in a moment. We have the bulk of the head strap, user manual, battery, and our cable to connect the battery to our headset. In there is some user instructions to assemble it, but you can also find them on the side of the box there. So I have my Quest 3S here. In order to put that one on, you're going to need to take off the stock interface and the stock head strap as well. So in order to do that, I would recommend removing the facial interface first because it's going to make it a lot easier to get this top strap undone. So to remove the facial interface, if you pinch on the top and the bottom towards one of the sides and wiggle back, it should pop loose. Mine did all already, but then you can do it on this side as well if you need to. We'll put that off to the side here. Now it's a lot easier to remove that top strap, as you can see. And then for the side arms, you can see the extra bit of plastic there. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on the back and then basically just peeling those off there here. There we go. Alright, so to assemble this, we're going to want to take this part here and we're going to want to attach our back pad to this. Now, to tell which way is the top, it is kind of the flatter side. This is more curved, and it also has this little slit here on the top. This one, I don't see any R's or L's. Oftentimes they have R's or L's there, but I don't see any there. But you can also tell by the shape of the piece and the shape of the piece going into the back here. So we're just going to take this and line it up. There we go. That one clipped right in. That one going. There we go. Yep. So those are both now in. I'm going to slide this stuff over to the side here. Now you can see that on our sides we have big clips. So those are going to go over top of the arms on your Quest 3S. And just looking at it here as I'm doing this, what I would do is start towards the back, line up the back, work your way to the front. You can hear it clip right in. And then I'm going to start again towards the back, lining up the back piece here, working my way towards the front. That's not quite lined up there. For the second one, I found it easier to actually line up the front and then work my way towards the back. And that is now in place. To put in the battery, you're going to want to take this clip side here, and that's going to go in there. And you can see the the magnet parts here are lining up with those little circles there. So that is on there now. And then you can take your cord, and you're going to want to make sure you plug in the straight edge one to your battery pack, and then the 90-degree angle to your headset. And there we go. We are good to go. It didn't come with any type of tethering system here, but we'll see if that interferes while I play it. So I'm going to go use this. We'll come back, do a try on, talk about the specs, and of course give you my review. Alright, so I have had a chance to use this now. Let's talk about it a bit more and go over the whole design, comfort, all that stuff, and of course give you my review as well. But first let's do a little try on here. So I'm going to extend this back, tighten that on there. And one thing I want to point out right here, and why it's called the F1 Flip, is that this flips all the way up. And then you can obviously let it go. It's putting more pressure on the front of my head when I have it like this, but then you can bring it back down, put it into place, and set it there. We'll talk about some more of those features here as we go. So in terms of overall design, you've seen kind of how it works, but let's just go through it and let's talk about adjustability and pivot points. Our first one there is that main one that I just showed you, how this can flip up. That's about 210 degrees is what it says on their website. I didn't measure it exactly, but that makes it really easy to switch between what you're actually doing in real life and on your headset. Also attached right here, we have a little telescopic piece, and that's going to adjust the distance from the headset to your face, so you don't need glasses spaces or anything. That's kind of what that is there for. On the side here, we have another pivot point. It pivots up and all the way down, and it doesn't really have any grip or any parts where it grabs, and so like when I do let it go, it just kind of falls down like that. Then we have our knob on the back to tighten and loosen on the back of our head, and that's our different adjustability points there. If we look at the padding, we have a big forehead pad here, leather material, kind of perforated leather. It's got little dots on it to hopefully reduce some of that sweat. And then our back pad is solid leather strips, so easy to clean, easy to wipe off. This back pad is a little bit malleable, means it will form a little bit to the back of your head. I do like that it has the hole in it. That adds for more airflow. But I have tested other ones that are a bit more flexible and forming to the back of your head. If we look at the battery here in the back, as you saw, that battery is just magnetically connected with this little slide-in clip here that kind of goes on there, but then it does connect magnetically to this as well to hold it in place. When I was playing, this never was moving around or jumbling around. It stayed totally fine on there. It obviously does stick out a little bit, so this isn't a head strap that you're going to be laying down with, because that will go off the side. But if you are just laying down watching something, you could just pop it off, put it on the side, and you don't have to have it necessarily connected here, because the cord is what does the charging, not like hot swappable batteries that connect there and then do the charging from that spot. So you could pull it off and just have it laying beside you as well. The battery capacity is 6600 mAh. That's going to give you roughly 2.5 to 3 hours of extra game time. They say 2.75, but it really depends what you are doing, how battery intensive of apps you are using, whether you're just watching shows or playing games. It varies. So that is a pretty good amount of extra time. I don't play for more than an hour or two at a time. My lifestyle right now just doesn't allow me to do that. But for some of you hardcore gamers, it's going to give you a bit more, but not quite as much as some of the higher competition. This overall design, let's talk about this right now. This is the first time I've seen this. This is very unique. I guess that's why they call it the F1 Flip. The fact that it can flip all the way up like that, and that we are just really connected. We are still connected on the arms, as you saw, for the security with the bracket going around between the two arms. But we do just have this one point. We don't have pieces that are connected up into the headset right directly from the arms. And that creates a lot of movement. I'll be very honest with you, when I was playing, I couldn't really play any types of high movement games, even like Beat Saber or any golf games where I was looking down. There was a lot of movement going on with the headset. When I had a facial interface on, that would help hold it in place a little bit more, but I didn't want that facial interface to be pressed super hard against my face, because then that kind of destroys the purpose of what this is trying to do by taking that pressure off of the face. So I do really like the concept of this. The concept of this is super cool, but I feel like there's a little bit more work that needs to happen to it in order for that movement range, or that just movement ability, to go down. I don't know if this bracket here just needs to be tighter. Something needs to happen in order for there to be less movement. Now, some things that I did use it for was just like work in mixed reality with remote desktop and stuff like that. And when I was using it for that, it worked great, because there wasn't a lot of movement. I was just kind of looking between screens, but it totally kept the headset off of my face. There was no heat going on my face. It was really nice in that sense. But as soon as I got up and started doing any type of movement for any types of games, it just seemed to kind of go out the window. So if you're just watching shows or doing things like with remote desktop or other stuff like that, I can see a good use for this. But for any type of gaming, I think there are better options out there for you. And I do really want to be honest with you in these reviews. And so that's why I'm telling you that right now. Price point, it is $60. It is on sale right now for $48. And so if you do compare that to some of the competitors, it is cheaper than a lot of the competitors, or right around the same mark as on sale. For example, like the M3 Pro by Bobo VR is $50, but their S3 Pro is $90. This regular price $60, on sale for $48. So we are kind of in that medium range for a battery head strap, so that's something to consider as well. But the other thing that I don't, I'm not going to say that I don't like, but that I wish they would have done. Most head straps now, you'll notice they're either for the Quest 3 and 3S or the Quest 2, right? Most have obviously moved on to the Quest 3 and 3S. This one is just for the 3S, but the only reason it's just for the 3S is we're lacking a little audio jack port right here. There's not that hole, so if you tried to attach this to a Quest 3, it wouldn't fit because there's not a spot for that audio jack. That's a big lapse, I feel like, with this, and I really do hope after I review this and give that feedback to them that they do change that, because I don't know why you wouldn't make it available for both the 3 and the 3S. That seems like a really big missed opportunity. So maybe in the future that will be changed, so you can always double check on that. I am going to post where you can find this on their website. Again, I think it's got a ton of potential. If you are someone who is just doing remote desktop, you're just working with your VR headset, or you're just watching movies and stuff like that, this definitely has a place for that. But if you are a gamer or high movement, this one isn't quite there yet in order to meet your needs in that sense. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching this one. We'll see you next time here on True North VR.